Welcome to the match analysis of match number 34 of IPL 2025, RCB versus Punjab Kings. The match will be taking place in Chinnaswamy Stadium, the home of RCB, a high-scoring venue with the average first innings score of 190, average second innings score of 195, and an average winning score of 209. Over the last 9 games, what we've seen is that the team batting first has won 4 times, the team batting second has won 5 times. So there is some amount of an advantage to winning the toss and choosing to bowl first, because the dew factor will also come in, and there's help for the pace bowlers initially, which can really put the pressure on the batsman. So this is how I think RCB will line up: Phil Salt, Virat Kohli, Devdutt Padikkal, Rajat Patidar, Liam Livingston, Jitesh Sharma, Tim David, Krunal Pandya, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Josh Hazelwood, Yash Dayal, and Suyash Sharma. There will be no changes in the RCB lineup today. They found a winning formula, at least away from home. Despite a poor home record, RCB's team is tailored towards the conditions of Bangalore. What I would say happened in the last couple of games was that the pitch was not how they expected it. In the game against Gujarat, the ball swung a lot more than they expected, and the game against DC, the ball stuck onto the wicket a lot more than they expected. Punjab will line up with Prabhsimran Singh, Priyan Charya, Shreyas Iyer, either Josh Inglis or Marcus Stoinis, Shashank Singh, Glenn Maxwell, Marco Jansen, Javier Bartlett, Arshdeep Singh, Yuzvendra Chahal, and an impact sub of either Yash Thakur or Vaishak Vijay Kumar. I'd prefer if Vaishak Vijay Kumar bowled in Bangalore because of his experience and his wicket-taking ability, which is really needed. He's also a genuine death bowler. Given that Javier Bartlett is not really too much in form, he got hit pretty hard against KKR, which means that maybe bringing in Vaishak Vijay Kumar to help Arshdeep Singh in the death might be a tactic they go for, so you want to look out for that. My fantasy picks for today will be Virat Kohli, Rajat Patidar, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Shreyas Iyer, Josh Inglis, and Yuzvendra Chahal. Rajat Patidar, he's a very good batter of spin. I think given that Yuzvendra Chahal and Glenn Maxwell are the main spinners for Punjab Kings, then he's not going to have too much of a difficulty playing against them, and he too is in pretty good form. Bhuvneshwar Kumar will be a very good fantasy pick because he can swing the ball early and pick wickets up top. Shreyas Iyer, nothing needs to be said. He's a good hitter of both pace and spin. He's been in form recently. So Shreyas Iyer, Josh Inglis, these are conditions that will favour him. A lot of pace and bounce, not a lot of moisture in the air, and it's at a high altitude, so 6 hitting is going to be easy. So someone with big arms like Josh Inglis, or even Marcus Stoinis, if he comes back, he'll be a really good pick. And Yuzvendra Chahal, because of his wicket-taking abilities and the fact that he has been a player who's played in Bangalore for a very long time. Okay, analysing the phases. The first phase is overs 1 to 8. You want to be 70 for 1. In this phase, what you'll typically see is that the pace bowlers have a lot of support. So the ball is swinging all over the place. Your bowlers like Josh Hazelwood, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Arshdeep Singh, and Javier Bartlett are really going to be the ones who have the biggest impact over here. And Marco Jansen will also have a pretty decent impact here. So what you want to do in this phase as a batting team is try and solidify your innings. Get at least one batsman who's batted 25-30 balls in the first phase and has gotten used to the conditions, knows how the conditions is. Because as the ball gets older, it's going to be easier for them to accelerate and take some pressure off the new batsman. So this phase 70 for 1 is the ideal place where you want to be. Then the second phase is 9 to 12. You want to be 36 for 1. So you need to go at 9 runs and over from overs 9 to 12. Here is where the spinners start to come in a little bit more. If it's the same pitch that was there in the DC match, then definitely the spinners will come in earlier. But if it's the pitch that they played for the Gujarat match, the spinners will only be brought in the 9 to 12 phase. Here, Suyash Sharma, Yuzvendra Chahal, and Glenn Maxwell will be used. So what you need to do in this phase is that You need to start building an innings. You need to start playing with a lot of tempo. See how the ball is gripping to the surface, because that will determine your plan for the last 10 overs. So you want to get to a score which you legitimately think you can double, minus maybe 5 or 6 runs. So what we're talking about here is, we're talking about in the first 12 overs you want to be 106 for 2, so that in the next 8 overs you can get a 95 for 4. So it's almost double the runs and double the wickets. So in this phase you can't afford to lose too many wickets, but you need to keep the tempo up. That's why we said about 36 for 1. Who are going to be the main batsmen? You'll have Rajat Patidar for RCB, and for Punjab Kings it'll be Shreyas Iyer and Josh Inglis. How they take on the spinners and how aggressive they are with the spinners will be very interesting to watch. I will give a slight edge to Punjab Kings with the ball, but with the bat I would give an edge to RCB, because Josh Inglis is not that great a player of spin. He has a preference for pace bowling. Nehal Vadera again isn't too great with the spin, but Surya Sharma may not trouble them as much as Yuzvendra Chahal troubles RCB. So I will give the overall edge in this phase to Punjab Kings. So the third phase is just 2 overs, 13 to 14. You want to be 20 for 1. So this is where you really start accelerating. I expect there'll be 2 overs of spin here, 13 and 14, and you can really take on the spin bowlers and start somewhat of a slogging. So you start moving the tempo up. So at the end of the first 14 overs, you want to be about 120 to 126 for 3, so that in the last phase, which is the slogging phase, you can get to 68 for 3. So the last phase, it's very difficult to stop the flow of runs. So what we saw in that match against DC, where RCB had lost a lot of wickets, both against Gujarat Titans and Delhi Capitals. What we saw, RCB lost a lot of wickets initially, but still they were able to make a pretty decent score in the last 3 to 4 overs. That phase could have been extended if they had wickets in hand. So what RCB scored against Gujarat Titans was 67 runs, which is par for this pitch, and 51 runs against DC in a low scoring match. So what you can see is that there's not a lot of help for bowlers in this phase, and the more wickets you have in hand, the better. So really, whatever runs you lose in the in that phase of 9 to 12 and 13 to 14, if you lose out on runs but have wickets in hand, it has to be made up in this phase. So RCB for this phase, they'll have Liam Livingston, Jitesh Sharma and Tim David. It's looking very strong with the bat. Bowlers for this phase will be Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Yash Dayal. For Punjab Kings, they have Glenn Maxwell, Shashank Singh and Nehal Vadera. Maybe Josh Inglis bats into this phase, but it'll be very interesting to see how many runs these guys can make up. So both teams have a player who's not really in form. Liam Livingston is not in form for RCB. Maybe they play Jacob Bethel ahead of him, but I don't see that happening. They want to back Liam Livingston, especially for the extra variation he has with the ball. And Nehal Vadera has been in form. Shashank Singh has been in form, but Glenn Maxwell, the bat is just not going for him over the last couple of years. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes about. Both teams have a pinch hitter at 8, which is Krunal Pandya and Marco Jansen, but their use case is going to be very less. Because of the 3 big hitters, I don't expect them to get out unless there are a lot of wickets that fall initially. Punjab Kings bowlers will be Ashdeep Singh, Javier Bartlett, and either Yash Thakur or Vaishak Vijay Kumar. I would prefer if Punjab played Vaishak Vijay Kumar. As we said before, he has that ability to bowl in the death better than Yash Thakur. He's played in Bangalore, it's his home ground. So don't be too surprised if he comes in. I think it's the right call from Punjab. Maybe Punjab might want to go for an extra spinner like Harpreet Brar, who can also help out with the bat in case wickets go off a little bit early, like they had against Punjab against KKR and CSK. Someone like a Harpreet Brar can come in and solidify the innings, especially when you have 3 other genuine pace bowlers. So it'll be interesting to see how Punjab goes with their lineup. It's only these 3, maybe only these three changes that can happen for Punjab. I don't really see anything else changing. So overall in this phase, I would give a slight edge to RCB. So in the first phase, there's an edge for RCB. In the middle phase, there's an edge to Punjab, and in the last phase, there's an edge to RCB. Overall, I will give RCB the edge of 51-49 for this game, but my prediction is that Punjab Kings beat RCB in this game in a high-scoring thriller. One thing that RCB will need to keep in mind in this game is that how do they approach the first 8 overs. So what had happened in the last couple of games is that they tried to go very hard in the first 8 overs and ended up losing too many wickets. That's why in both games RCB ended up with scores like 167 and 170. In that first, I would say even in the first 12 overs, the most important thing is keeping wickets in hand. Like we said, losing only one wicket, even for like a 90 or 95, you can make it up in 13-14 or 15-20. It's also been the same problem for Punjab Kings, where they've tried to go too hard in the beginning, lost wickets, like they did against CSK, like they did in KKR. Against CSK, they were able to recover a little bit more, but KKR, they were severely punished and getting out for a low score. It does work. This tactic does work in pitches like Hyderabad or Lucknow, but it's not going to work in pitches like Bangalore or Mumbai, where in the first 8 overs you have to play a little bit more. You have to play a little bit more carefully. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams change up their tactics and approach the first 8 overs. That was the analysis. I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, and subscribe for more.